Who are the early favorites to win the World Cup this year? In a few months' time, we're likely to see Ronaldo and Messi vying for the same trophy and glory for perhaps the last time. It has been a great journey, and all good things come to an end. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated about all our upcoming videos. Remember to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. We're just a few months away from the most unique World Cup of all time. While a lot of people have their apprehensions and reservations, we prefer to keep our minds open because at the end of the day, football is a world game, and it is about time the biggest competition in the world takes place in a region where you'll see people who are crazy about football. Qatar 2022 is going to be very unique, since it will be played during winters, which is something that has never happened before. This is the first time a Middle Eastern country will be hosting a competition of this magnitude, and boy, the architects have done an amazing job on the stadia that will host what we expect to be amazing encounters. And while we still have a few months left in the competition, there's already talk about which team is going to lift the Jules Rimet Trophy by December. So here's a list of some of the pre-tournament favorites who are expected to at least have a good run in the competition. Portugal. While Cristiano Ronaldo might be a fading force, the legendary Manchester United forward is definitely going to head into the tournament as a perfect parting gift as he looks to canter into the sunset. The 37-year-old has already won the Nations League and the Euros, and if he manages to guide the Iberians to World Cup glory, he will retire with the knowledge that he has won everything there is to win. And even if Ronaldo isn't at the top of his game, Portugal has some really amazing players to rely upon this time around. João Cancelo is arguably the best fullback on the planet, while Ruben Neves, João Felix, Bernardo Silva, and a crop of really talented players would be screaming to be let loose. Fernando Santos has played a very limited brand of football, but the astute tactician needs to unleash his dogs of war this time around. Netherlands. Okay, so we have a tiny little prediction here. Total football is slowly but surely coming back home. This time around, the Dutch Armada is packed with all the best weapons it can have to really go far in the tournament. Louis van Gaal can rely upon a truckload of star players who know how to play football in a manner that would make the likes of Marco van Basten and Johan Cruyff proud, with Virgil van Dijk leading from the back and Frankie de Jong showing how good he is whenever he plays in orange. Netherlands are a treat to watch when in form. They head into the competition knowing that they have a pool of supremely talented players at their disposal, and anything less than a last four appearance would be considered a major disappointment. Germany. Die Mannschaft were not at their best in recent international competitions, but Hansi Flick's side did well for themselves during the qualifications campaign, becoming the first team to secure a berth for Qatar 2022. The 2014 World Champions have a crop of some of the most talented young players on the planet, and while they might not have enough experience to go all the way, we expect them to give a full account of themselves in Middle East. The likes of Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, Leon Goretzka, Joshua Kimmich, Kai Havertz, and Florian Wirtz are expected to head into the tournament on song, and if they don't click in Qatar, we might as well just stop watching football altogether. Spain. La Roja were quite a force between 2008 and 2012, but in recent years, their powers have waned. However, you can always trust Luis Enrique to come up with a plan. The former Barcelona star now has a really good pool of players at his disposal. In goal, they have so many options that someone like David De Gea has to warm the bench. Pau Torres is slowly becoming their defensive leader. Gabi and Pedri are two players who make the Spanish engine purr all night long. Up front, Ansu Fati can be devastating when not injured. However, there is still something missing in this team, which means that while they might not go all the way, these players are likely to enjoy a very memorable World Cup campaign. Argentina. Under Lionel Scaloni, the Albiceleste have started playing with more energy and verve. This was something we saw throughout the qualification campaign and also during the Copa America. However, performing at their peak during a World Cup is something we haven't seen in recent years. But there is a lot of optimism this time around. Argentina head into Qatar 2022 with a more well-rounded squad than before. They're expected to top Group C, where they'll face the likes of Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. This is likely to be Lionel Messi's last World Cup, so the ex-Barcelona player will be eager to add a World Cup title to his already bulging trophy cabinet. This time around, he has players who won't solely rely on him to get them across the finish line. Julian Alvarez is a star in the making, but at the same time, Lautaro Martinez is going to be a key player. Interestingly enough, Argentina ended their qualification campaign unbeaten, which has to mean something. England. The last time England enjoyed a period of global dominance was when they won the World Cup way back in 1966 on home soil. That English squad achieved a lot for club and country. Since then, they have come close to featuring in the final a couple of times, but have always fallen short on expectations. However, after their performance at last year's European Championship, where they lost the final to Italy on penalties, there are chances that the Three Lions might be on the cusp of something special. But in order for that to happen, Gareth Southgate needs to start trusting players more by allowing them to play to their strengths. France. Heading into the World Cup as reigning world champions, Les Bleus have everything in their squad that makes a winning side. Didier Deschamps is the best man manager out there and always manages to get the best out of his players who don't enjoy playing for their clubs. The biggest examples here would be Paul Pogba and Antoine Griezmann. This is a team that has multiple options for every position. Some players might not even make the cut, even if they enjoy good campaigns for their respective clubs. This is how much depth France have. And with Kylian Mbappe playing with more drive and passion than ever before, perhaps the French are going to be the team to beat in Qatar. Brazil. The Seleção are considered everyone's favorites to lift the World Cup this year. Tite's men, just like Argentina, qualified for the competition without losing a single game. They have strength in numbers too. While Neymar is still considered the main man, the PSG star might be eclipsed by Vinicius Jr., who is a rising star and is set to shine on the biggest stages of them all. At the same time, Brazil have a very solid defense, which is marshaled with impunity by Marquinhos. In midfield, they have Casemiro, Fabinho, and Bruno Guimaraes, who add so much creativity in the middle of the park. Antony has literally come out of nowhere and might be seen terrorizing defenders down the right flank. And then they have other young players such as Mateus Nunes, Rodrigo, and Richarlison, who might not have a lot of experience yet, but are set to be guided by some of the senior members of the squad.